Good morning, kindergarten friends. This morning we are going to be doing 10 Frame Fun Thursday. It's a lot like Quick Images Wednesday, except for this time I'm going to have you look at the images and I'm going to have you think to yourself first, how many do you see? Use those subitizing skills so you can find that number quickly. Then I want you to think to yourself, how did I see them? What strategies did I use to find that number quickly? Finally, I want you to think to yourself, is that even or odd? All right, here we go. Okay, mathematicians, here's our first one. How many do you see? How do you see them quickly? Use your subitizing skills. Remember, grown-ups, you can pause at any time to give your mathematicians think time or to explain their thinking to you. Is this even or odd? How do you know? Explain your thinking. Here's one possible answer. I see 13. I quickly saw the whole 10 frame on the top is full. That's my subitizing strategy. That is 10. Then I noticed the bottom 10 frame had 3. 10 and 3 is 13. To help me decide if it's even or odd, I noticed in the bottom 10 frame, 1 did not have a partner. That tells me this number is odd. What did you do? Image number 2. How many do you see? How do you see them quickly? Is it even or odd? How do you know? Pause here, grown-ups, and have your mathematician turn and tell you their thinking. Here's one way. Again, I notice the top 10 frame is full. I know that equals 10. The bottom 10 frame has 3 again, just in different places this time. So my answer is still 13, which I know is odd, because I figured that out on the first image. Did you see it differently? Image number 3. How many do you see? How do you see them quickly? Is it even or odd? How do you know? Pause here, grown-ups, and have your mathematician turn and tell you their thinking. Here's one way to look at it. This picture almost tricked me. Did it trick you? The top 10 frame is almost full. There's 1 missing. That means there are 9 in the top 10 frame. There are still 3 in the bottom 10 frame. So I'm thinking to myself that 1 less than the last image must be 12. There were 13 in the last image, so this one must have 12. If 13 was an odd number, 12 must be an even number. I can also, in my mind, move 1 from the bottom 10 frame to fill the space in the top 10 frame. Then there would be 2 left in the bottom. That means it's an even number because every dot has a partner. Did you see it differently? Image 4. How many do you see? How do you see them quickly? Are you noticing any patterns? Is it even or odd? How do you know? Pause here if you need to. Here's one pattern I noticed. There is 1 less dot in the top 10 frame than in the last image. That means this number is 1 less than the one I solved before. If the last one was 12, then this one must be 11. Again, in my mind, I can move 2 of the dots to fill in the top 10 frame. That leaves 1 in the bottom. 11 is an odd number because the 1 dot does not have a partner. Did you see it differently? All right, last image. How many do you see? How do you see them? Use those subitizing strategies. Is it even or odd? How do you know? Pause here if you need to. Uh-oh, This image doesn't follow the pattern of the other ones. I need to use a different strategy. Here's the strategy I used. I noticed there are 4 empty spaces in the top 10 frame. There are 3 dots in the bottom 10 frame. In my mind, I moved all 3 dots into the empty spaces. That left 1 empty space. I know that that is 9. 9 is an odd number because 1 doesn't have a partner. Did you see it differently? Thanks for doing 10 frame fun with me today. See you next time.